All right, let's talk about vaccines. But forget all the complex science for a minute. Instead, I want you to think of it as an epic story, a microscopic battle going on inside you between a really sneaky invader and your body's own elite army. Let's dive right in. So, to get us started, let me ask you a question you've probably thought about before. How come you can get something like chickenpox or measles just once and then that's it? You're pretty much protected for the rest of your life. The answer to that question? Well, that's the key to understanding everything about how vaccines really work. You know, every great story needs a villain. And in our story, the villain is the virus. Before we had ways to fight them, diseases like smallpox were just absolutely devastating to people. These enemies are completely invisible, you can't see them, but their impact can be massive. So what even is a virus? Well, think of it like a cheeky little invader. It's this tiny, tiny thing that can't really survive on its own. It has to get inside our bodies to multiply. And once it's in there, it can basically hijack our cells and just cause all sorts of chaos. That's what makes us sick. But hey, our bodies are not defenseless, not at all. We have a hero in this story, and that's our immune system. It's this incredibly smart army that has evolved over millions of years with just one job: hunt down and destroy any invaders that don't belong. The real star players of this army are things called antibodies. You can think of them as these highly specialized elite soldiers. Your body literally has a massive library with millions of different types of these antibodies. And for almost every single virus out there, there is one specific antibody that is the perfect weapon to take it down. And here's a pretty cool detail. If you could actually look at one of these tiny soldiers under a microscope, you'd see it's shaped just like the letter Y. It's a simple little shape for a very, very important defender. So, here's the crucial thing. Your army is super powerful, but it has one big weakness: speed. When a brand new virus attacks for the first time, your immune system has to search through its entire library of millions of antibodies to find the one that's a perfect match. And while that search is going on, the virus is just multiplying like crazy. And that's when you get sick. It's a total race against time. So here's the body's natural battle plan. A virus gets in, the alarm goes off, and then that slow search begins. Once the right antibody is finally found, it's deployed and it neutralizes the threat. But the most important step is the last one: memory. The immune system creates and saves a dossier, a file, on that virus. So if that same virus ever shows up again, your body knows exactly which weapon to use, instantly. And that's why you only get sick from it once. Okay, so if the big problem is that the first fight is always too slow, what's the solution? This is where we humans got really clever. We figured out a way to give our immune system a heads up, a way to run a training drill before the real battle ever even begins. And that training drill is exactly what a vaccine is. It's a way to introduce a safe version of the virus to your immune system. This lets your body go through that whole battle plan, find the right antibody, and most importantly, create that memory dossier, all without you ever having to actually get sick in the first place. Pretty smart, right? Now, just like any good army, you're not just going to have one type of training drill. There are a few different strategies. Scientists have come up with a few different ways to design these drills, so let's take a look at the three main types. Okay, so there are a few different strategies here. First, you can use a killed virus. It's completely dead, it's harmless, but the immune system can still study its shape and prepare a defense. Second, you can use just a part of the virus. This is also really safe, and it teaches the body to recognize a key signature of the enemy, like they do with the hepatitis B vaccine. And finally, there's the weakened virus. This one is often the most effective drill because the army gets to see the whole live enemy. But it does carry a tiny risk if that virus somehow manages to get its strength back. But hang on a second. If our immune system creates this amazing memory, then why do some vaccines need follow-up shots years later? Is it possible for that memory to, well, fade? In other words, what's the deal with these booster shots? You'd think one training drill would be enough for a lifetime of protection, wouldn't you? Well, the simple answer is that, yeah, sometimes the memory can fade. Over a bunch of years, that dossier on a specific virus can get filed away deep in the archives, and your body gets a little rusty at finding it. A booster shot is basically just a refresher course for your body's army. It reminds it what the enemy looks like and makes sure its defenses are sharp and ready to go. So when you look at it this way, it all leads to this really powerful, kind of paradoxical thought. To teach your body how to defeat a virus, we introduce a version of that exact same virus. It's like the ultimate example of fighting fire with fire, turning the enemy's own image into the very blueprint for its defeat.